Welcome to 10 Excel Functions Business Students Should Know Part 2. Part 2 of this video series will discuss and explore the following terms: trim, SUMIFS, if, VLOOKUP, and 3D formulas. The 3D formula refers to the same cell or range of cells on multiple worksheets. 3D formulas are not functions, rather, they are shortcuts to writing functions. For example, let's say that I want to find the total number of objectives for 3 different units located in the same cell, but on 3 different worksheets. To use the 3D formula, first type an equal sign, and then begin typing a function that you want to use. Here, I want to use sum because I am adding values, but you can use other functions based on your requirements. After typing sum, the full word appears in the cell with one open round bracket. Users type their options for the formula structure within these brackets. Remember to close your bracket when finished. As you move through the formula, options for the function appear in boldface when it's time for them to be selected. The first option, title number 1, asks users for the cell or cell range. Let's say that I want to find the sum total for objectives listed in column L on 3 different worksheets. Because the 3 other worksheets contain information in identical columns and rows, for the first step, I only need to highlight cells L4 through L6, and it appears in my formula. Each new option in the formula is normally triggered by typing a comma after the previous option. However, here we want to use the 3D formula instead of typing a comma after L6. To do so, hold down the Shift button and select each worksheet name to include in your calculation. They will appear boldface when selected. You will then see the range of worksheets appear in the formula. Now simply press Enter and the bracket will close automatically. After you press Enter, the total number of objectives for the 3 worksheets, units 1 through 3, appears in the cell. According to the result of our formula, 19 objectives is the total after adding the objectives from column L, rows 4 through 6, from the 3 separate worksheets. Now let's check the answer of 19 for accuracy by looking at each worksheet's total number of objectives for the range of cells L4 through L6. The first worksheet, Beowulf, shows 7 objectives, and the second worksheet, Canterbury Tales, shows 6 objectives, while the final worksheet, Knight's Tale, also shows 6 objectives. The total of 19 objectives for the 3 worksheets or units is correct. The SUMIFS function allows users to sum, get the average of, or count values based on one or more criteria. For example, let's say I want to find the sum for the number of questions asked by students on the platform Zoom. To use the SUMIFS function, begin typing an equal sign and then the word SUMIFS. The first option in the SUMIFS formula, titled Sum Range, asks users for the cell or cell range. In this case, I want to choose the entire range of the number of questions column. When you select a column and range, you see it appear in the formula. You can trigger the next option in the SUMIFS formula by placing a comma after each option. The second option in the formula is Criteria Range 1, and this is the range in which my condition is based on. In this case, it is the range of cells in the column titled Platform. Therefore, I am going to highlight the whole column and cell range. You can now see the range in the formula. Note how each option's answer corresponds in color with its selected range. The last option in this case is Criteria 1, which is the specific platform Zoom, and the name is provided in cell F7. Select it to add it to the formula. Now close the bracket and press Enter to see the total amount for the questions asked by students on the Zoom platform. We now see the total number of questions asked specifically is 148. The if function allows users to check for a condition and then decide on what they want returned if that condition is true or false. For example, let's say I want to put the word double check in a column of cells next to any numbered amount of questions that are greater than 10, so I can double check those specific rows later. To use the if function, begin typing an equal sign and then the word if. As mentioned, a drop-down menu appears. Click on the word if to open the bracket for writing the formula. The first option in the if formula asks for the logical test. This is what I am checking for. In this case, I want to see if any number in column E is greater than 10. So I'm going to highlight the entire range under column E, number of questions, to make the range appear in the formula. Next, because I want to double check any of the numbers in column E greater than 10, I am going to type a greater sign followed by the number 10. Place a comma afterward to open the next option, value if true, which is what I want returned if this condition is true. I want to return the word double check, therefore I need to type the word double check in quotation marks because Excel understands it as text. Place a comma afterward to open the next option in the if formula, value if false. This information is what I want returned if my formula condition is not met. In this case, it's any number less than or equal to 10, but I don't need to put anything in the cell. Instead, I just want to put nothing. To put nothing for an option in the if formula, type a quotation mark next to another quotation mark. Now close the formula's bracket and press enter. After I close my formula bracket and press enter, I now see the word double check next to any value in column E that is greater than 10. The VLOOKUP function allows users to look up a value in another range and return a corresponding value. For example, in column D, titled Course Name, I have the name of academic courses, but next to it in column E, titled Course Assignment, the cells are empty. Column E cells are empty because the information I want to put next to it, the type of assignment found in each course, is located in another column. To use the VLOOKUP function, begin typing the equal sign and then the word VLOOKUP. The first option in the VLOOKUP formula asks for the lookup value. In this case, I want to highlight the entire range of cells under column D in order to add the range to my formula. Place a comma afterward to open the second option in the VLOOKUP formula, table array. This option is asking what I want returned for the range of cells under column D, course name. The information I want returned will appear under column E, course assignment. The information I want returned is found under columns F and G. Therefore, I want to highlight the two columns and the range of cells so they appear in the formula. Note that it is important to put the information you want returned to the right of the column of information the formula is to look up. Place a comma afterward to open the third option in the VLOOKUP formula, the column index number. You want the formula to plug in the information under the right column, so put a 2 in the formula to represent the second column. Place a comma afterward to open the last option in the VLOOKUP formula, the options between true for approximate match or false for an exact match. Note the default setting for this option is approximate match. Therefore, don't leave it blank if you want an exact match. We'll choose false for exact match and close the bracket and press enter. After you press enter, use the fill handle to drag the formula down to the other cells beneath. We now see the formula is displayed throughout the cells, and column E is no longer empty. As long as your key information in columns F and G is up to date, you can continue to use this formula as you add more information to column D to discover the corresponding course assignment from column E. The trim function is something you might need when your VLOOKUP function does not work. For example, let's say I use the VLOOKUP function and the following errors occurred in column E. If you look closely, there is an extra space and 2 course names under column D. The trim function allows this problem to be fixed. To use the trim formula, First type an equal sign and then begin typing trim. The first option in the trim formula asks for text. Here you want to put a similar word or phrase that is correct. So I select Accounting 3, located in cell D10. Close the bracket and press Enter, and the course name Accounting 3 appears. Now let's go back to our VLOOKUP formula and modify it. Type the word trim after the first open bracket in front of the lookup value option in the VLOOKUP formula. Next, put the lookup value in parentheses of its own, followed by a comma. Be sure the bracket is closed and press Enter. Here we see the trim function provided in the VLOOKUP formula to all cells, regardless of extra spaces found in the course names under column D. I hope this has been helpful. Be sure to check out 10 Excel Functions Business Students Should Know Part 1 for more help. Have a great day.